Hi friends, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Do you remember which lesson ma'am is doing? Um, it's chapter number 5, that is coal and petroleum. So, this is science by Harsha ma'am. And we are going to discuss about the chapter that is coal and petroleum. Let's have a quick recap on the content that we did yesterday. What we did yesterday, I hope you remember. These are the recap points. Very first, we discussed about the resource. In that we had natural, man-made. The natural was bifurcated into two parts. That was inexhaustible and exhaustible. After that, we discussed about how minerals should be used and why. And the next content was about the formation of coal. Very quickly, in just 5 minutes, we'll go through the content that we did last time. What we did, just have a look. We did about the resource, anything that is helpful to the mankind, that is called as resource. It is bifurcated into how many types? 2 types, which it is natural and man-made. Don't think ma'am is going fast because ma'am is doing the recap. Natural is of how many types? 2 types. Inexhaustible and exhaustible. Inexhaustible means it is available in the unlimited quantity. And exhaustible means it will leg it over. It is available in the limited quantity. Where here example is air, wind, water. Here the example is the coal, petroleum, like that. Next is how minerals should be used and why. We all are knowing that we are living in the age where industries play a very important role, and the backbone of the minerals is the industries. The industries are using most of the minerals, and these minerals are obtained deep inside the earth, and for its formation millions of years are taking place, and at every different point we are having the different number of minerals. Okay, it's not like we get some particular fixed number of minerals at a particular place. No, it's not like that. Minerals are unevenly distributed, and they are the major thing that is required by today's generation. So I think you remember even the short story that I said you, the short advertisement that I had shared with you, that why the minerals are essential. Because we have to keep it for the future generation. Next was the formation of the coal. We discussed about the carbonization process. What is carbonization process? It is anaerobic thermal degradation of the cellulosic material at high temperature, high pressure. Okay? Anaerobic means in the absence of air. Thermal means you are giving heat. Degradation means it is getting splitted. And this is how the coal is formed. And where is the coal available in India? It's available in JOMW. I hope you remember all the content that was done in the last lecture. After that, we discussed about the types of coal. And we had discussed about the very important word, that is calorific value. What is calorific value now? Calorific value is the value, that is the amount of heat energy that is generated when you are burning 1 kilogram of any substance. So this is how the coal formation and the types of coal were discussed. Which were the 4 types of coal? They were peat, lignite, bituminous, and anthracite. I hope you remember what we have done in the last lecture. Peat was light brown in color, then brown, then black, and then dark black. This is the sequence you have to remember. Peat bituminous, peat, lignite, bituminous and anthracite. Peat, lignite, bituminous and anthracite. These are the 4 types of coal that you have to keep in your brain. Now let's move further with the next particular content, that is the uses of coal. After doing the uses of coal, we will discuss about the destructive distillation of coal. So let's move further with the content of the day. The recap is now over. Now officially the lecture is starting. The very first use, you already know about, we already discussed about the coal as one of the important resource. Now today we are going to discuss about the uses of coal. Okay, the very first use of coal is it is used as a fuel. In many movies of past times, you might have seen that when the train is going, then in train also for moving it, coal was used beforehand. Nowadays we are having the different electric engines, and nowadays we don't use it anymore. But in the before days, coal was used even as a fuel in the trains, because more amount of energy is needed, and that is obtained by using the coal as a fuel. Next, it is used in the manufacture of coke, coal tar and coal gas. Now, what is this coke, coal tar and coal gas? These are the products which are obtained when the destructive distillation of coal is carried out, and that is the next particular content. So, whenever coal destructive distillation will be carried out, we will get the coke, coal tar and coal gas, and we will discuss about it in detail today itself. Now, next it is used in the manufacturing of synthetic petrol and the synthetic natural gas. These are the fuels that are used, and basically petroleum is also obtained from the crude oil, but by using coal also the synthetic petrol is made, and even the synthetic natural gas is made, and in its formation the coal is very much helpful, because when burnt coal is also producing the energy. Okay, then coal, that is the carbon content in it, is used in the manufacturing of various organic compounds. Organic means containing carbon. You might have heard about this word, that is organic. So anything that is containing carbon, that is generally called as organic. So it is used in the manufacturing compound of used in making organic compounds like benzene, toluene, etc. There are many more given in your book, but we'll discuss one or two are more than enough. What is the benzene? Benzene is basically one structure which is containing 6 carbons and 6 hydrogens, and when you will go in your class 10, you will study about it. Toluene, phenol, then naphthalene, all these are, then you are having acetone, all these are organic compounds. Meaning of the word organic is containing carbon, nothing else. Okay? And the last use of coal is it is used in the extraction of minerals. For extracting anything from the minerals, that means we already know that the minerals are not available alone. Okay, they are available along with some other component. So in order to like obtain the pure metal or the pure element from the ore, we are doing various types of process. Again, those processes that is called as metallurgy as such, that is to bifurcate all the things, because from the crust of the earth we are getting ore, that also in the form of the rocks, big chunks, and that chunks are then crushed, and from that various metals are obtained. So that also you are having in your higher standards. So it is used in the extraction of minerals, especially metals. You are having the whole short note in your class 10 related to it. So when you go in class 10, you'll study about it. Right now, no need to worry more about it. So these are the uses of coal. I'm giving you 2 minutes. 1 minute time is enough, I think, to note it down. Quickly note it, and then we'll move further with the destructive distillation of coal. Be quick. Be quick in noting this last few seconds you have. Okay, I think it's over now. The next particular content is the destructive distillation of coal. Okay? Try to draw the diagram with me. This is the burner, and the burner is placed on a cube. Okay, and from here we are having the coal. Okay, and over here we are having the knob is like this. Okay, yet the diagram is left out. From here we are delivering one tube out. Okay, and this particular tube is inserted into another test tube, and its arrangement will be over here. That is also closed. Okay. From here one more bent pipe will come out, but that will not be deep inside. Okay, this one is to be dipped till bottom. While the another one is not to be dipped till bottom. Okay, this is clear, I suppose. Here is the water. From here will come out gas, coal, this is burner, and this is centered on a stand. Okay, this is how the arrangement is done, and the diagram is coming in about 2 marks, and a well properly labeled diagram is required to be noted, and just draw it, and I think you might have drawn it, but go through it. Then I'll teach you which thing is what. The basic things you already know, so be quick. Be quick. If at all any portion is left out, then just be quick in noting it. Because the diagram comes in more number of marks. Okay? This is the test tube 1, which is boiling. So you are heating it and everything gets boiled in this test tube only. So this is, let's say, test tube 1, which contains the coal that needs to be heated. And this is test tube B, which contains water, and along with water there are ammonium salts which are present in ammonia that is present in it. So this is how actually I'm going to teach you what is destructive distillation. But for that, first you have to complete noting it, and then we'll start on. Okay, what is destructive distillation? I hope that you have done along with me only. What is destructive distillation of coal, first of all? Destructive distillation of coal means you are heating coal at about 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius in absence of air. Okay, destructive actually means you are destructing the coal, and distillation means heating in absence of air. So when coal is heated and it is broken up at 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius in absence of air, then it is called as the destructive distillation of coal. What is the destructive distillation of coal? Heating coal at about 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius in absence of air. Heating coal at about 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius in absence of air. What it is called as? It is called as destructive distillation of coal. Now here you are having the coal in the powdered form, and if you are heating it, once you heat it, its destructive distillation will occur, and what will happen? You will first get coke, coal gas, coal tar, and this solution. When this coal powder is heated, the gases first of all come up, and these are undissolved over here. So from here you get coal gas. The residue that remains over here, that is the tar-like substance. Tar, you might have heard in your, you might have seen the tar also, how it is black colored, sticky liquid. So here is the coal tar and coke. Whatever portion is remaining over here, after heating the coal powder, that is called as coke. Okay, it is clear. Destructive distillation means what? Destructive distillation means heating the coal in absence of air. At what temperature? 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius. In the absence of air. What do you get? You get coke, coal tar, coal gas, and this liquid ammonium solution. Whatever is the residue that is obtained over here, that is called as coke. Here you get coal gas, here you get coal tar, and this is the liquid ammonium solution that is present over here. Okay? This is how on heating coal the various things are obtained. Okay? So just note down this definition. After that we'll move further on the various things that are obtained from the destructive distillation of coal. I'm giving you 1 minute time to note the definition. After that, we'll start on with the next particular content, that is coke. What is coke? It is this residue that is remaining over here. So I hope the definition is noted, and now we'll move further on coke. What is coke? As I said, the residue that was obtained in the test tube after burning the coal, what is that called as? Coke. And what is its color? Its color is grayish black. So it is the grayish black residue that is obtained when we are heating the coal powder or coal. It is containing about 90% of carbon. And once you are heating, whatever is the moisture content and other volatile matter that is present in the coke, that when it is that is present in the coal, when it is removed, what do you get? Coal. So what is coke? It is coal. From the coal you are removing what? The moisture and volatile content. Content or matter, you can write whatever you want. Whatever is the moisture or the volatile matter, volatile means it starts exploding when heated. Whatever is the volatile matter or the moisture which is present in the coal, that extra material, whenever that is removed, what do you get? Coke. And what are the uses of coke? Coke is generally used as a domestic fuel. Generally it is used as a fuel. Then it is used in as a reducing agent in metallurgy. Now this is the new word for you, that is the reducing agent. And what is the meaning of this word, reducing agent? As I said you, that when we were discussing about the metals extraction, whenever from metal, from ore we are obtaining metal, then there is one stage in which the ore gets converted into one form of metal oxide. Okay, so from ore you get metal plus oxygen. Oxygen comes in free with it. Now you have to remove this oxygen. That removal of oxygen for removing that oxygen, what is used is coal. The form of coal, that is coke. So as a reducing agent in metallurgy, metallurgy means it is the process of obtaining pure metal from its ore. Now from ore, the various processes are going on, and from that various process, we get metal with oxygen. So from there, oxygen is removed. When the oxygen is removed, then it is removed with the help of one particular substance, and that particular substance is this coke. That particular thing is coke. So coke is what? It is a reducing agent. Reducing means used for removing oxygen. Because carbon and oxygen together, they will combine and they'll form carbon dioxide and they'll fly away. So ore, from ore you get metal. That process is called as metallurgy. And in that metallurgy process, from ore, there is one stage where metal and oxygen combine with each other, and from that oxygen is removed. That is called as reducing. Reducing the metal, and coke is used as a reducing agent in the metallurgy process. Next, it is used in the manufacturing of water gas and the producer gas. Okay, what is water gas? Water gas means the mixture of carbon monoxide along with hydrogen, and producer gas means the mixture of nitrogen along with carbon monoxide. Okay, these are the two gases, and you have to memorize it. There is no other option for you left out except learning it. Then it is used in the manufacturing of various carbides like silicon carbide, aluminium carbide, then calcium carbide, magnesium carbide, various types of carbides. Carbides means जैसे metal के साथ oxygen तो you get metal oxide. Okay, this is a zinc oxide, ferrous iron oxide. You might have heard these words in your lower standards. In the same way, when carbon is combining with any metal, you get the metal carbides. So where it is used in? Used in making metal carbides. Like silicon carbide, aluminium carbide. You have to remember the formula. That is very, very essential. It can come anytime. Silicon carbide, then aluminium carbide, then calcium carbide, magnesium carbide. Formulas are must, you have to memorize it, because how is the formula coming that popcorn, okay, you might be having this various types of problem, that why calcium oxide is CaO, okay, and like aluminum oxide is Al2O3, and like that many questions might come into your brain. But that popcorn will be exploded in chapter number 4. So right now you are having very few formulas, and so that you have to mug up just now. So what are the uses of coke? Coke is used as a domestic fuel, as a reducing agent. Reducing agent means removing oxygen. In the manufacturing of water gas, that is carbon monoxide plus hydrogen, and producer gas, that is carbon monoxide and nitrogen. Next, it is used in the manufacturing of various metal carbides like silicon carbide, aluminium carbide, calcium carbide, magnesium carbide, etc. So these are the points that are about the coke, and I'm giving you 1 minute time to note it. Quickly note it, and after that we'll continue the session. Be quick. Be quick in noting it. I hope that you have noted the content, and let's recall on what we did today. Today we started with the concept of the uses of coal. I hope you remember we started with the uses of coal. Today we have done two particular topics, the coal and the destructive distillation of coal. We discussed about the use of the coal as a fuel, then in the manufacturing of coke, coal tar, coal gas that we saw in the destructive distillation. Individually we saw the uses of the coke that are written over here. Then coal is used in the manufacturing of synthetic petrol, synthetic natural gas. It is used in the formation of many organic compounds. Organic means containing carbon, that is benzene, toluene, naphthalene, phenol, acetone, etc. You can remember one or two, whatever you want to remember. The next particular thing we did in this particular session was the destructive distillation of coal. What is the destructive distillation of coal? Ultimately, whenever you are heating the coal, it gets broken up and it is heated at about 1000 to 1400 degrees Celsius in absence of air. That is, you are not providing the oxygen, then that is called as the destructive distillation of coal. What are the products that are obtained? The products obtained are coke, coal tar and coal gas. And the last one was the ammoniacal solution, that was, it was containing ammonia and ammonium salts dissolved in it. Then we looked upon the diagram of it, and I hope the things are clear. What is coke? Coke is actually 90% of the carbon, that is the black residue which is obtained on heating the coal. From whenever coal, the moisture and the volatile matter is removed, we get the coke. It is used as a domestic fuel, as a reducing agent. Reducing agent means, as I explained you, in removal of the carbon. Water gas, that is in the manufacturing of water gas, that is carbon monoxide and hydrogen. In the manufacturing of the producer gas, that is carbon monoxide and nitrogen. Next, it is also used in the manufacturing of various carbides, that is silicon carbide, aluminum carbide, calcium carbide and magnesium carbide. These are the various carbides. And each and everything is having its own particular use. In your textbook, they have mentioned about the use of silicon carbide, that it is used as an abrasive. Abrasive means generally it is used for polishing any hard particular substance, because itself silicon carbide is hard. Okay, I hope that you have understood the content of the day. In our next particular session, we'll discuss about the coal tar and the various coal gas, the content that was discussed today in the destructive distillation of coal. You will be having in the homework the uses of coal, coke, and I want you people to learn the uses of coal and coke, both the uses of coal and coke, and make the video of it and send it to me. Okay, try out your best, because you can easily do it, and if not, then actually it's wrong. Last time also, I still remember many of you had made the attempt, but on the next day, and but this time I wanted that maximum people of you just learn the uses of coke and coal today itself. Make the video and send it to me on my WhatsApp number. Like last time, the list was given. I'll try my best. I'm not promising it, but I'll try my best to give the list similarly this time. So I hope that you have understood all the content that is done today, and there is no now problem associated with this particular content. So that's all for the content of the day. Thank you very much for listening to me, and have a very good day. Bye-bye.